Well, we've got it with our favorite arcade game. Now, this is the all-time favorite model. You know, last time I did this demo, I did the same darn thing. I unplugged it right before I started doing the demo. They're gonna have to come out and help me. Okay, so here's what happens. This is, well, actually, you know what? I'll show you. While I'm back here, I might as well show you. You need no quarters. Since I'm back here resetting this, you just plug this sucker in. All you need is power. So there's no quarters, there's no money, and what there really comes down to it is hours and hours and hours of gaming fun. We actually have 3 choices. We have PacMan, which is also PacMan, you get 2 games each. So that's PacMan with Galaga games. You get Ms. PacMan with Super PacMan, and you get Frogger with Time Pilot. So you have 3 different options to choose from. But when it really comes down to it, this is all about bringing about those great memories and having a truly authentic video gaming experience for anybody in your family. This is the most affordable one we do. We have one that's a really big countertop size. It's pretty expensive. We have one that's a full height size, which is really expensive. And this is the one that still gives you that really authentic experience, but it's at a fabulous price. We're about $50 off, right? And we have 5 flex pays, and guess what? We even have free shipping tonight on this. So Mr. Bill Duggan's joining me. Hello, Bill, welcome back.
Happy Halloween, Suzanne. I hope you're having a good time. You scared? Ooh. How about that? The thing is, we all want to have fun, and maybe we're not going out tonight. Maybe we haven't been out in a while. Maybe we played all the games in the house. Arcade1Up from Tastemakers won Tech Toy of 2019 by reinventing the wheel for us. They didn't make something complicated that we've never seen before. They brought back our nostalgia, our childhood, in a footprint that is really ideal for any room of the house, whether you have a big house, a little house. Because we talk about some of the other ones we've sold at HSN, they're too big. They're too big, you know, to be in the kids' room, or, you know, maybe that pull out in the kitchen when we're all hanging out there through the holidays. This is ideal. It is the Countercade. And remember, each one of these, whether you pick PacMan, Miss PacMan, or Frogger, has 2 games on the inside. So if you pick up the PacMan unit, you're going to get PacMan and Galaga. 2 classic games. By the way, PacMan itself is turning 40 years old this year, so this is the year you might want to pick it up because it's really just, everything PacMan's really popular right now. But when you turn up the volume or turn down the volume, I'm going to turn this up because it totally brings you back to the hours we spent at the arcade. Wah, wah. And the thing is, it is fully licensed. It's the same game that we had in 1980. It's the same game that you get to play with. Or more importantly, maybe this is the game you can introduce your kids to. By the way, that volume, it's completely adjustable. You can turn it up or turn it down. And remember, this comes fully assembled, which is great if it is a gift. And we call it the Countercade because, yes, you can be sitting on the kitchen counter, but you can send it to the coffee table. You could be playing on the floor. You can play with this anywhere. Or also, you could just send it back with the kids. You know, take it to your room, take it downstairs. Look at all the features, from the joystick being authentic to player mode, an 8-inch LCD screen. And I like to point that out. The arcade machine that you paid quarter by quarter was not 8 inches, but it also wasn't an LCD screen. So what does that mean? It's going to be more visual and more vibrant every time you come over to play it. So you're playing PacMan over there. I'm going to hold down my player 1 button, and you're going to notice it's going to take me to a menu. Because remember, each one of these machines has 2 games. So it's not just 1, it's 2. So I can pop over here and I can start playing Galaga, another award-winning classic 1980 game that I haven't played with in a while. Or maybe I'm getting this for my brother-in-law because it's a gift for him and he'll love it because it'll take him back. But now he gets to introduce his kids to the games he played. That's why this is really a timeless gift. And it's kind of an easy, appropriate gift for a lot of us. Because if you look at gaming today, it is complicated. It can be violent. It's online. This doesn't require any batteries or any online or Wi-Fi. It's just turn it on and start to have fun. So I'm playing Galaga just like I would in the arcade. I might be on a learning curve, but guess what? I don't have to play quarter by quarter after 3 lives. And Suzanne, have you seen any of these arcades of today? Very popular, all these rewind arcades. Let's go back in time. But you can't play an arcade game for a quarter anymore. It's more like $1 something per game. And that adds up when you're trying to learn and master a game. So remember, you have PacMan. I'm excited for Miss PacMan, to be honest, because this is the first time we've had her at the network. And this is actually the first season we've had the Countercade at HSN. This is exclusive to us. So if you used to play Miss PacMan, which, by the way, PacMan, the most successful arcade game ever, first one to achieve $1 billion in quarters, and Miss PacMan is 2 years younger than PacMan itself. So she's about 38 years old. And what was interesting about PacMan itself is it was developed to get women into the arcade because, you know, it was all space this and shoot that. However, Pac-Man, look at this. It is the exact same. It is the same fun, the same audio. Turn it up, turn it down. And this is where, you know what, Grandma, you can play this with the kids and nieces and nephews because it's not complicated. It is easy. It's not violent and shoot them up. And you know what's also great? Maybe this is a gift you get for them and you leave it at your house because, you know, they have the gaming system at home or they have all that other stuff and the downstairs TV. But this is something when they go to Grandma's house, can we bring out the Pac-Man? Can we bring out the Galaga? They'll love it. And you can play together, 1 or 2 players, which is also great.
Well, here,
Not all of them
Bill, you know
offer
what I
that
think
as
is
well.
funny? I think, Bill, you're going to buy it for someone else in your head, and then you're going to end up loving it that you have at the house. You know what I mean?
Completely.
It's one of those things you go, oh, I'm going to get that for the kids. They're going to love it. And then you're like, get off there. I'm going to use it. And it is so much fun, guys, because it brings back so many cool memories. But what I like about it, too, is nowadays, a lot of us in your family or you see your kids, they're all like this, and everybody's ignoring each other. The neat thing about this is you actually can all gather around and compete. You can play 2 players, by the way. So there's 1 player or 2 player. So you really are involved, and it's something that is retro, but I swear, even today, it's as much fun as I remember playing it when I was a kid. You know, I love the fact that I don't have to spend any quarters. I just plug the darn thing in, and it really brings back that great memories that we love. But also it's something introduced to the kids of today. So Bill, here's an interesting story. I think because chances are you're gonna get this in time for Thanksgiving, right? Wouldn't that, okay, imagine everybody comes to your house. Do you know everyone's going to fight to get on this and to play while they're there for their Thanksgiving? How much fun would that be? And again, you gather people together. It's no more of this, I'm isolated in my own little phone or my tablet in my own little world. This is something that whether you play it by yourself or gather the family around and compete, it'll just be that absolute blast. Now remember, this is the most affordable version that we offer. We have a big tabletop one we do. We have a big standy one that's really expensive. This is the most affordable way, and you really do get that authentic experience. What I like, Bill, is even and we all know, if you played a lot of Pac-Man, you know how this little toggle should feel. You know the feel of this. It should have this kind of clickiness to it, and it totally does. It actually has the same feel as the original models that we all played with when we were younger. So what a great opportunity to buy something that's gonna be so much fun. And I think too, Bill, if you're going to a party this holiday season, how much fun would this be to walk in with this and plug it in? You'll be the hit of the party for sure.
No joke. I went to a friend's 40th birthday party. It was all 80s themed. I walked in with Pac-Man. People were like, okay, nice outfit. However, where did you find this? I want to play Pac-Man. And that's the cool part about it. Because it's not a learning curve, because it's really user-friendly for all of us, people do gravitate to it. And I like your idea about Thanksgiving. Have you ever gone to those big family parties and, you know, there's nothing for the little kids, or maybe it's just something for the little kids, but the big kids can join in on this with them. Because I remember even when I visit my niece and nephew, they'd be like, do you want to watch us play video games? And I was like, well, that's boring. I'd rather play. But then when I tried, all those buttons, and I mean, it used to just be jump and fire. I mean, that was pretty much all I could handle. Now it's a whole different ball game. But that's where this is so approachable for all of us. But then you have to think about it. Okay, it's a school night. Put the Pac-Man away. Send it, you know, the holiday, the party's over, put it away. That's why this footprint is just awesome. Fully licensed artwork. Remember, Miss Pac-Man has Super Pac-Man as the second game. Pac-Man has Galaga, and we can't ignore Frogger. I'm going to bring Frogger over here. Frogger has the second game of Time Pilot. So maybe if you do have, you know, 1, 2, 3 grandkids, you want to get one of each, because these can sit in their rooms. Oh, if you want to deck out the rooms, we also have stools available, which is great. You just pick which stool you want, and then it's adjustable to 2 different heights, which is awesome. Even the metallic scoreboard. It's just a great way to update the man cave, the family room, the kids' room, and it's simple and easy, but it's nostalgic. And trust me, this will keep the kids' attention because it's something they might not have seen before, but we've all seen it before, and that's where we get excited too.
Well, you know what's funny? It's very, still very hard to do. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why it just doesn't get boring, you know, because it's actually still that same great challenge that we had before. And you'll go up all the levels like you normally would if you're playing a regular Pac-Man game. It's authentic down to even the details. I love it. Even the scoring details are listed over here. You can see the scoring information over here. Again, on the faceplate, you can play 1 player or 2 player. So you've got those options buttons right here. We have to get a different shot to see that, guys. But there's 1 player right here, and there's 2 player. So you've got the options to be able to do that. You've got the toggle. By the way, this is your volume. So if you want to turn it up loud, you can. If you don't want to be bugged by it, you can turn it down. And then over here, what is the button over? This is just the control button to change out the games, isn't it?
Yeah, it's your select button, yes.
Yeah.
Actually, to change out the games, you hold down player 1 button.
Player 1,
5
gotcha.
seconds.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
And then it'll switch me to my other game. Let's just do it. And again, we're back at it, which is fun. And you know what? No quarters. Yay, Bill.
Right? No, well, that's just it. I mean, that's what we were saying. It's quarters, but go to those arcades today. It is not a quarter. It's like $1.50. They give you a prepaid card because it starts to add up. And that's where it actually gets a little expensive and frustrating when the kids are trying to learn it. The kids want to try Pac-Man, but it's like $1, $1.50. It's because they're getting better and better. And actually, it was cute. I was on air earlier with Tamara Hooks, and she completed the whole Pac-Man screen. She was so proud of herself. She's like, I did it. It was like, we all could use a little win in our life, right? And that's where, you know what, if it's as simple as that. By the way, 1 or 2 player, there is a leaderboard built in as well, just like you would find at the arcade. So you could have high score, Mom, and you know the kids could get high score too. Keep track of that in the house. Another cute story, actually, one of our guests at HSN got one of the bigger units, and her son introduced her son to Pac-Man. He would hide it in his room so Mom wouldn't beat his high score. And that's just really, remember, you'd go back to the arcade once a week and be like, did someone beat my score? Because I want that high score. But also you realize it's taking us back to a simpler, more nostalgic time, but it's not a knockoff. This is fully licensed, the legitimate stuff, the same Pac-Man artwork you see on the side, the same little tidbits on the side of the arcade screen. And remember, that screen is even more vibrant than before. But remember, Pac-Man also has 2 games built in. So I jumped over to Galaga, and it's that exact same game that we would see, same sound, same sights. And what's great about this, maybe the kids aren't into this one as much. You don't have to go out and buy another machine, because what do? You hold down that player 1 button. It's going to take you to your main menu. I don't have to worry about a cartridge or downloading anything like that. Boom, Pac-Man or Galaga, select it, player 1. We're going to play a 2-player game, and we're up and running. And I mean, it was funny. It's been fun presenting this because, yes, it has brought back a lot of memories. I remember actually being Halloween. One year, my sister and all her friends, 5 of them, they went as Pac-Man and all the ghosts. I mean, this is 1983 probably, or 82. That's how iconic Pac-Man was for all of us growing up. And it can be. Introduce them to it. Or, you know what, the stories that we share, I mean, that's what's cool, because we've had these at the network, and we've had a few people come through. And what's great is, you know, I work on the electronic side, but the beauty people came out and played with it. The culinary side came out and played with it, and we were interacting. I found out Chelsea Scott, the beauty spy, was on the Pac-Man touring circuit. She was that good. And it's little stories like that that we don't normally get to interact with, even amongst family members, that really kind of make this a fun conversation piece.
Oh, no, it's a blast. And you know what? It's great for all ages, too. I mean, you'll be the super cool grandma if you get this. And you know what? Leave it at your place. And when the kid comes to visit, there'll be, oh, Grandma, can you get Pac-Man out for us? Like, sure, honey, there you go. And it doesn't take up a lot of space, too, which is really nice. I love this size. I think it's
and there's
the
not a lot of
perfect
parts.
size. Yeah, there's not a lot of parts, too, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Bill, thanks for hanging out with us.
My pleasure. We'll see you in a bit.
All right. Hey, by the way, guys, I actually was looking at some items that were on earlier today, and I want to make sure you knew about them because they're just these really awesome deals. Now, the interesting thing about